We'll be supporting Amendment 30 and 31, as Deputy Clongan has said. I want to just agree with some of the comments you made there, Minister. A reading of the bill in the section, the Business Enterprise and Innovation section of the bill, I'm underwhelmed by what's in it for business. I've spoken to a lot of business groups in the last number of weeks, and they are not exactly enthusiastic about it either. So I think there's a lot more to be done on this particular issue. However, I want to welcome the provisions that are contained regarding to give more power or authority to Enterprise Ireland to assist Irish businesses exposed to the consequences of Brexit. And in the spirit of approaching this bill on a cross-party basis, we put down two constructive amendments in the business section. Unfortunately, one has since been ruled out of order, like a lot of others, but I will outline the aim of the other one in a few moments. A large portion of the Business Enterprise Innovation section is dedicating, as I said, new powers for Enterprise Ireland. I do note many of these were already planned and contained in the Industrial Development Miscellaneous Provisions Bill of 2017. These changes for Enterprise Ireland will see the Jobs Agency being given the power to provide loans to client companies, as opposed to the current situation where they can only offer financial support to direct equity stakes or grants for specific purposes. Enterprise Ireland will also be authorised to make research and development grants for research that is, in part, carried out abroad, if its purpose is to broaden the firm's export market beyond the UK. I would appreciate if the Minister could provide more clarity on this and give examples of how this would operate. Enterprise Ireland has been an incredibly successful vehicle for supporting and creating jobs across Ireland and helping many SMEs to take the leap into exporting. We hope these additional functions will help EI build on this success and continue to grow our exports to a wide variety of foreign markets. In relation to state aid rules, I do note the bill aims to expand the caps on state aid that can be given to companies. This, it seems, is just raising the limits to what is already permitted under EU law. If this is the case, can the Minister outline why this has not been done so far? Moving on now, I wish to ask the Minister about the current Brexit business supports. The latest figures to date are very dismal, with just 3 weeks until Brexit. Just 81 loans with a value of 17.3 million have been given out under the 300 million Brexit loan scheme, a tiny 6% of the total pot. Only 241 market discovery grants have been approved, while just 156 Be Prepared grants have been sanctioned. The Minister will have to admit this is an incredibly poor uptake of these government supports. These supports are of no help to businesses if businesses can't access them. So, Minister, there obviously is a problem as to why companies aren't accessing these supports. There's obviously a problem there, and you need to address it. I've asked you on a number of occasions to review these current supports and to cut down on red tape and widen the criteria where possible. And have you done any of those things that we've asked you to do in the past? Has the Department and the Jobs Agencies reviewed their performance of these? Is there any underlying reason as to why they're not performing? I have a couple of points also in relation to Withdrawal na Gaeltachta, and I appreciate that it does not actually come under the Department of Business, but due to the obviously job creation role of Withdrawal na Gaeltachta, in addition to the responsibility for the social and cultural development of Gaeltacht regions, the Department must engage with Withdrawal extensively. Jobs in our Gaeltacht areas are incredibly valuable to local communities, and we must do all we can to protect current jobs located there and increase the number of businesses setting up in our Gaeltacht regions. On this basis, can the Minister outline if an examination has been undertaken to explore how Withdrawal na Gaeltachta client companies are to Brexit, how exposed they are? Has Withdrawal na Gaeltachta been contacted as to whether they feel they need any additional powers, such as the new borrowing powers that are to be extended to Enterprise Ireland, or additional funds for grants? To move on to Amendment number 31, which is a Sinn Féin amendment, and that seeks to instruct the Minister for Business, Enterprise and Innovation to compile a report on the effectiveness of the current Brexit business supports and present this report to the Joint Committee on Business, Enterprise and Innovation. It is clear from the data that the uptake of current government supports is not working, something, as I've said earlier, has gone seriously wrong, and I mentioned the figures earlier on. And it's a really shocking, poor uptake of the government supports. The business supports might look good in the media, they look good, Minister, when you've announced them at your press conferences, but they're no help to businesses if businesses can't access them. And I've asked you, as I said earlier, to review the current supports and cut down the red tape and widen the criteria where possible. As far as I'm aware, this hasn't happened to date. If passed, the review mentioned in the amendment would include, but not be limited to, examining why there has been such a low uptake of these Brexit business supports to date, identify barriers for businesses accessing these supports, and offer solutions on how to make it easier for business to benefit from these supports. So we'll ask the House to support this amendment. And last concur, I'm President's amendment.